Hello, 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 sacred ones. Hello, how are you? Hopefully, everyone is great and fantastic. Welcome on back to Transcending Love. I am Nettie, and I have some more channel messages for you all. If you're new, welcome on in. Good to have you. If you are not new, welcome on in. Great to have you as well. Um, Welcome. I appreciate both categories of people. Um, yeah, let's get into some more embodiment. Let's do that. I feel like it's been a while, and really the time just seems really different. I don't know if maybe you all are witnessing the same, but the time is different these days. Not on account of the time change, but time is just feeling really different as of late. But a couple things I want you to be aware of some things. And Spirit has been telling me about these things a lot lately. A couple things, and they mostly seem, some of might seem somewhat unrelated. Anyway, bear with me, or track with me. So there is an emphasis on not being distracted by what seems to be reality. It is important for you to know that you live a completely different reality than most people. And it's significant that you accept that as your reality. It's significant that you accept the actual reality that you're creating within yourself as the reality and accept that your reality is different. And with that, Spirit was saying to be very mindful of the things that you entertain because those things are able to tarnish the reality that you're creating within yourself. The the thing that you are able to see that most deem as reality on the outside is a creation from the inside. So with that being said, many people are creating terror for themselves. They are creating trauma and dramas for themselves. And it all starts in your imagination because you are an alchemist and you are a magician. You are always creating. Creation is a fact of life. It is something that you cannot get away from and you cannot not create. It's not optional. We are source, we are God, and with that being the case, God is creator primarily in infinite wisdom and creating from that infinite wisdom. And since you are God, you are creating always. It's just life. So you have to be careful about your creations and you have to be intentional about your creations. You have to be mindful of the things that you entertain. And Spirit was talking about this concerning things that you are curious to know, information that is good to know and useful to know. But also, some of that same information, you have to make sure you do not allow it to implant itself deeply enough in you to disturb the energy that you're cultivating and creating of your new reality. Sometimes we leak our energy in that way because we entertain certain things but we don't realize that we're getting connected or we're getting attached to those things. So you have to be able to observe with a measure of detachment from many things. Let's say, and I'm going to use the news for an example. I don't watch the news. I refuse to muddy my waters in that way. There is hardly good news on the news. And if it is good, they generally save it for last after you've been completely stripped from the start with all the bad news. And by the time they make it to the good news, you no longer have the capacity to hold and continue in your creation from that space because you've already been wiped clean of whatever good energy you had coming in. So there's that, and it causes you to be fearful. I don't know if maybe you realize this or not, but the news is not intended for informational purposes. It is to provoke and invoke fear. And you don't have to believe it, but consider it without criticism and see how it resonates with you. But yeah, be mindful. Some things that are useful. So, with the news as an example, there are things on the news that you utilize to stay informed of some things. But also, Spirit was saying that some things you don't need to be informed about. Just like some things you don't need to be informed about as a means of protecting the sacred space that you're creating in your energetic field, is what I'm hearing. Some things you get to know on surface level and it can be helpful. But there's no possible way for you to know every single thing about every single thing. So just like you don't know so many things, it's okay for you to not entertain certain things. Now, there are certain awarenesses that are necessary for navigating this reality. And it's such an interesting thing because you're living in all timelines at once. Let me keep it quite real with you. And you're learning how to navigate all of these time frames at once. So, this is significant and important information toward that endeavor. Consider some information useful to know, but do not take it on as a belief system. Like world events, for one, it's good to know and have some reference point for the things that are happening, but do not associate yourself and attach yourself to those events. Present, future, past, do not. Unless that is what you would like to create or utilize to create in your field, do not do that. More than you realize, it taints the creation that you are creating. So just be sure that you keep a clear mind about many of these things and do not fill your eye gates and your ear gates and your soul with things that you don't want to create from or with or more of. It's not beneficial to you. You are learning to, and this is some of why the energy feels different because you're creating from your imagination. You've finally gotten a hold of the things that you desire. You're getting very clear about what it is that you want in this life, and you are imagining it and you're sitting with it and it's resonating and you're just marinating and stewing in that energy in creation that you're creating for yourself. Don't mess that up for yourself by adding all of these other things to that don't matter. It is okay that you do not live the same reality that everyone else does. It is okay if you see the cup full while everyone else sees it half empty or half full. You don't have to see it either way, you just see it as full. You are creating for yourself the things that you desire And that is okay. You should. It is advisable to do that, to be in that space. Sometimes it's easy to feel like the odd man out because you don't conform. But Spirit is saying that none of these things have to apply to you. And as long as you see that, you are better for it. You don't have to take on any of the belief systems that are in place. You don't have to be well versed in all the historical findings of the presidency of this president and of that president and what the relationships with the other countries, and that's good information for people to know. And there are people that are spreading that awareness, and there are people who desire that in their creation. You don't have to be that one. And again, some information is useful to know, but also you don't have to know it. And people often will get up in arms because you don't know certain things, and you don't know certain historical events, or I can't believe you didn't know that. But you're not creating from that place. You're not trying to create more of what has been. You're not trying to create from that history. You are trying to create for yourself a new reality. So keep that in mind whenever you feel the difference in the sting I'm hearing of being different. It's okay. That's fine, because while everyone else is creating from that place of fear and fear mongering, you'll be perfectly fine and at peace within yourself because of what you've created. Also, it is significant to create within yourself your desired reality. You must do that. Otherwise, you are subject to everything just going however it's going. These creations that everybody else is projecting into the world, you are very much subject to them until you decide that you are not. And you begin to create for yourself. More intentionally, should I say, because you're contributing to things that they're creating as well. The fear and downtroddenness and the victimhood, like all the things. You just imbue that same energy and just create more if you aren't more intentional about creating something different for yourself. I know this sounds a little bit different, and I feel like I feel this energy, and it's a measure of complexity and duality that is associated with it, because maybe you feel like, how can you be in this world and not of this world? But it's very much possible. But you have to live inside. You have to live internally. And it's not that you don't have this an experience outside of you, but you're selective about the experience that you do have outside of you, because you have control over a lot of that. Now, life still lives, and maybe somebody does something that you don't necessarily have any control over, but you have the control over your response, or how the outcome of that on your part looks. But know that you have everything that you need inside of you to create. And you can feel good 95% of the time. You can create that reality for yourself. You don't have to be worried and stressed about the things that are going on. And I know, and this is what I'm feeling, some of you feel a way because you don't feel a way. All this stuff that's going on in this world, and you're like, I don't accept that as my reality. And you shouldn't. But it feels strange because it's like, it's a measure of detachment that maybe you aren't accustomed to, but that is good for you. And you should maintain and even cultivate more detachment. Because even, and it's a little, and this is the energy that I feel, it's kind of confusing because you're trying to figure out, like, how you feel, and you're trying to navigate this odd space for yourself because you feel good because you're not attached to it, but you also feel a little strange because you're not attached to it, because it's like, well, how do I care for people from this space? And there are people who are attaching themselves to this reality, and you know that you can't be hardened, or you can't judge because somebody is associating and connecting and attaching themselves to this version of reality. So it feels very conflicting, but just know that is a natural part of this process of creating, and you're learning. And it's okay for both of those feelings to reside at the same time. You are not a monolith. You still feel, you're both spirit and man. So all you're all that's happening is you're picking up in resonance frequency with duality, both aspects of life, the human aspect and the spirit aspect. It's important that you do not get entangled in the things that other people have going on in the way of attachments. Like, you can't put yourself in the place to where you're like, it's so people have many complaints, and it's not that their complaints are invalid. They have reason to feel the way they feel. We're not invalidating anyone's feelings and lived experience, because we're all living a different experience. And with that being the case, though, I can live my own experience. You can live your own experience without living my experience. As well, you should. The things that ail me can cause compassion for you, and you can be sympathetic, but you do not have to be empathetic. You don't have to take on the emotion of that in order to hold space for people. It took me a minute to get to that. Thank you, Spirit. Um, but that kind of signifies the complexity of what it is that you feel. So go on knowing that it's okay. So, for an example, there are so many things going on in this life, and so many things going on with this, with the government, and they're cutting benefits to people, and people aren't getting paid. And maybe you are getting paid, and maybe you can afford all the things that you require. Good. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You don't have to feel bad because you can afford this life the way you've created for yourself. Keep creating. You can feel for and sympathize with people who do not have still, and as well you should. That's a part of being human. That's a part of being compassionate. But you don't have to feel bad because you have when people do not. There will always be that exists in this life simultaneously. That is the design. It is contrast. Keep creating. Keep alchemizing. And if you feel ever so inclined to use the resources that you have to assist the people that you feel for, do that as a contribution if you want to. Also, you're not obligated to. So hopefully that helps whoever is facing this measure of reality. But also, Spirit is saying to pick yourself apart in appreciation, in love, in admiration. Often we find ourselves on the other side of this. We are our harshest critics, and easily we find things that we don't like about ourselves. So, what Spirit is saying for you to do and to begin to do as a regular practice, even as a ritual to yourself, a tribute to yourself, I'm hearing. Stand in the mirror some days and just look at you. Sometimes do it fully clothed, sometimes do it bucky naked, and just admire all the things about you. Discover you. Take an adventure toward and through all that is you. Listen, get real, because we get so real whenever it comes to picking ourselves apart. Don't no longer allow negative picking of yourself. No longer. If you see, and you won't like everything, you won't like everything. There will be some things that you want to change, but still love on that part. Love it where it is and love it enough to change it into what it is that you want it to be. But listen, stand yourself in that mirror with your cute self and just look at all the things. Take your time with it. You know, okay, Spirit, like you would your favorite partner. Maybe you've had a partner in this life where you just adored them. And maybe you haven't. But if you haven't, be this partner for yourself first. That's going to be even better. Sometimes you enjoy a partner so much and you just want to know everything about them. You notice all the things. You notice the texture of their hair, how it curls, what their curl pattern is, how soft their hair is, how strong their hair is, the color of their hair. Do they have a lot of grays? Is it naturally curly? Does it need to be wet to be curly? Does it look the same when it's wet and when it's dry? Like, listen, some of you have enjoyed certain partners so much that you know all their birthmarks, you know all the moles they have on their body, you know all the characteristic things, all the whimsical markings and bruises and tattoos and all the things. It's time to discover those things about yourself. Do you know where all of your moles are? Do you know the different shades and hues of the number of moles that you have? Do you know where your birthmark is? Do you only have one birthmark? Do you have multiple? Is your body completely symmetrical? Have you studied the shape of your eyes? Do you know the direction in which your stretch marks flow on every part of your body that you may have them? Get in there. Get in there. Get to looking. Get to observing. Not with judgment, with curiosity. With curiosity. And even, you know what? Even better than like with a partner, think about it like a new baby. Whichever resonates the most. When a new baby comes and you just freaking adore them, they so cute and so soft and so cuddly, and you just spend your time, you flipping them around, you looking at them, looking at all their little parts, their little neck rolls, and you just looking at all the stuff, just discovering this little baby. Put yourself in that place. What are the things that you really love about you? In fact, point out all those things too. After you make this initial discovery, in fact, before you even talk about the things that you enjoy, make the initial discovery like a newfound land. Be the Columbus of your body. Oh, shoot. But really discover it. Really discover all of it. Look at it. Mole there. Oh, I never knew that. Okay, a little scar there. Just take the time to admire yourself. Take that time. You know what else I'm hearing? Um, do voice recordings. Some of you don't like to hear yourself talk, but it's important for you to hear yourself talk. You need to build up this strength within. The stronger you get, the more confidence you'll have, and the more you'll be accepting of the power that your voice holds. You need to hear for yourself the power that you exude. You won't hear it exactly the way other people hear it, but you'll hear some of it. Sometimes you'll catch powerful glimpses of the power that you possess, and that is significant for you. So somebody has need to do that. So yeah, if that resonates, or if you feel that, or you've been feeling like creating some affirmations for yourself, do that for you to listen to and repeat. If you have a mantra that you want to record and repeat that every day along with your recorded voice, do that. Whatever spirit has been leading you to do in that way is, I'm feeling like somebody has, it seems like it's just been a thought, but no, spirit is saying that's spirit pushing you to do that for a reason. Trust yourself. You're in a time where spirit is speaking and giving you nudges often. And sometimes you're uncertain. Sometimes you're a little bit more sure than others, but go with it. Go on and trust it. And if at any point you are wrong and it wasn't spirit, spirit will give you nudges to let you know. But also don't beat yourself up about it. This is how you work the muscle of that. Muscle doesn't get stronger unless you work it. So practice and make the game with spirit. Spirit does not mind helping you with certain requests so that you can get stronger in intuitively being guided by spirit. Spirit, show me a confirmation of this in the form of a giraffe, or in the form of a ladybug, or whatever. Spirit will do that for you. Spirit will do that for you. So try it. Today is a little bit of a different message. It feels really different, but get to knowing yourself. Get to admiring and discovering yourself. That is a part of the root system, the self-love aspect for your embodiment. These are the smaller elements that we don't give enough light to, we don't give enough airtime to, which is so strange because, like I was saying before, like we notice everything about a partner that we really enjoy. And I say it's strange, it's not really strange. We haven't been taught to do it. We've always been taught to put everybody else before us. But Start taking these small steps because this is where you grow that trust as well, to be able to trust the guidance that you feel. When you know yourself, you begin to know the difference between the human egoistic part of you and the spirit part of you. The more you get accustomed to trusting yourself, you get accustomed to trusting your guidance and your spirit. You get comfortable with it, and you begin to make the distinguishment. Distinguishment. Did I make that up? I might have made that up. You're better able to distinguish between the human aspect and the spirit aspect, is what that word is intended to mean. um, yeah. The more able you are able to identify these differences, the more spot on you'll be with your guidance. That causes you to be able to flow fluidly in your power, in your embodiment. There is where you find your sacred self moving and flowing in all of your power. I was hearing something. The more you do this, yeah, the more you do this, the more you can trust what you hear. It's important to trust what you hear because some of what you hear is unorthodox and it's like nothing you've ever heard before. It seems and feels weird at times. The other thing, too, is spirit, everything has meaning, everything is energy, and nothing is for nothing. Everything has meaning and everything has significance. This is one of those instances where I say sometimes it seems weird, um, but you just know to trust it. Some of what spirit is saying about you discovering yourself is gonna be a roadmap and pathway for spirit to show you at a depth that you've never seen before. Through things like your moles and your birthmarks. All of those things have great significance. Don't try to figure it out as of yet, but as you're discovering, keep a very open and light heart when you're looking at your body and you're looking at different things, and don't do it with such intensity. Not just do it gently. Just a gentle discovery of yourself. And spirit will show you and push you in the direction of all the places that your attention needs to be drawn. Every every mole on your body means something. There isn't a part of you that is without significance. Mm, that's good. Mm, that made me feel that way, but yeah, that's just my spirit is taking resonance with that, and I hope you can feel that because nothing is done towards you by mistake. There's nothing about who you are that is a mistake or by happenstance or happen chance or coincidence at random. None of it. None of it. All of you is on purpose and in purpose. And Spirit wants to keep showing you in the most exciting and adventurous of ways. Listen, that's what I got. I feel like I can release y'all into you. I give your energy back and take mine for myself. And I leave this message in love and in light, only and always. Go on this journey of discovery of self. These are very practical ways. It seems so unrelated, but these are the things that are going to make you a major, not even make you, thank you, Spirit. They're going to bring you into the remembrance of all your power. And you'll begin to see, know, and understand the powerhouse that you are. So these are simple exercises that'll get you into that. So these are the ones that Spirit is given today. But also, there are more. I have created for you a free guide that is a part of my rise ritual that I do every day, starting out my day to direct my day in purpose and in intention. So if you are interested in that and taking on maybe 5 minutes worth of additions to your morning routine to get your day started in the direction that you wanted to go on and click the link below. Download that for yourself. Not long at all. Like I said, about 5 minutes, and it's free. So go and get that for yourself so you can be doing some of what I'm doing. Yeah, but that's it. That's it. Until next time, go on and be great.